fingers into fingers. Rest your hands comfortably in your lap, and then feet crossed at ankle. You observe your normal natural breath. Take any point in your nose, your tip, middle, root, anywhere, and then observe breath is going in and coming out. Breath is going in and coming out. As you observe the breath, our mind becomes empty. In between, you get distracted and go to the thought. Bring yourself back to the breath again. Bring your attention back to the breath again. Again, observe. Where do you observe? Anywhere in the nose. As your eyes closed, observe that breath is going in, coming out. That's it. When you do that, slowly, mind becomes empty. Relax yourself, sit comfortably, and then before we are going into this breath mindfulness meditation, or anapanasati this is called, which is to be with the breath all the time, we're doing something called heart elevation, where you keep your hands on your chest area, and then want to experience an emotion of love or gratitude, compassion from your past. Relax yourself. I will guide. You can follow my guidance actively for this heart elevation, and then I will say, let's go in motion of love or gratitude, compassion. From say that, put your fingers into fingers, hand comfortably placed in your lap. You have your eyes closed, feet crossed, and then observing the breath. That's the main process we're going to follow for the next 30-40 minutes. Relax. Be with your breath. With your eyes closed, dear friends, with legs crossed at ankle, relax your body. I want you to relive a moment of love, gratitude, compassion from your past, and fill up your heart center with this heightened emotion. We expect natural in breath and the out breath. all thoughts in your mind. Allow yourself to merge into your breath. And allow yourself to become totally empty of all thoughts in your mind. Can you find that emptiness inside of you, all around you? Become aware of that emptiness where there's no body, where there's no thing, in no place and no time. Allow yourself observe that infinite depth of that emptiness. That's energy. All emptiness is energy. This is that quantum energy field of unlimited possibilities and opportunities. The longer you stay in this field, the more we merge into it, the more we receive from it. stay aware of that emptiness inside of you, all around you. Allow yourself to merge into this emptiness of no body, no thing, and stay connected to the abundance of energy in this field. Allow yourself to go beyond your body, way beyond your life, and experience this greater emptiness all around. This is the field of all creation. This is the field of unlimited opportunity. The longer you stay connected as no body, as no thing, the more creative you become. More opportunities to receive from this field. Okay. Wonderful. As we are enjoying those energies, let's listen in to a business leader transformation and then how meditation is helping. This business leader, Laurence IBM, who's been highly successful women business leader in the IT industry. Sheetal, can I introduce Laurence formally, please?
Yeah, sure, sir. Hello, friends. My name is Sheetal. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. I'm very happy to invite and introduce today our guest speaker, Laurence IBM. Laurence is an experienced senior general manager who successfully managed multiple larger global organizations in the information technology sector. She lived in France, Singapore, and United States, based in New York until recently. Laurence was general manager at IBM Services as well as corporate sponsor of Mindfulness at IBM. After introducing and teaching meditation to thousands of leaders and professionals, she decided to settle in France and devoted her time to teaching meditation and mindfulness to corporates and academic world, also engaged in other meditation initiatives. She is also a wife and mother of 2 boys and is committed to supporting people with disabilities. Let us all welcome Laurence and listen more from her. Welcome, Laurence.
Thank you very much, Sheetal, my friend. I'm still awake. That's a good sign when you meditate. You can sleep or being awake on demand. That's one of the best, benefits that you can find when you start meditating. So I'm here from the west of France, and yes, it's the middle of the night. So we are really across world family here. I just wanted to share, and I know you have been going through the week of the health and vitality, but maybe focus a little bit more on what meditation has provided to me on a health standpoint, being the physical health, mental health, and I would say the outcomes of this health in a daily life, being at work as well as in a family life, a private life. So first of all, I didn't know anything about meditation until 4 years ago. I had the chance to be doing business acquisition in India in 2016, and to meet actually Chandra, who was the CEO of the company we wanted to acquire in my global unit. And that's how I was introduced to meditation. Before that, I was born and raised in France in a Catholic environment. I had never heard about meditation, a little bit, and to such a point that I had been living in Singapore and bought some very nice, Buddha statues and so on. I had never even made the connection between the position of the Buddha and the meditation, what it was. The little bit I had heard about, I felt it was probably a waste of time. What are these people doing? Closing their eyes and doing nothing. So the message here is, you can nearly change overnight when you start meditating, and when you get some help from someone or from a group to teach you or to encourage you to get started. And the benefits are coming very fast. And that's what happened to me when I was doing this acquisition. We were in a different time zone with the headquarters of IBM, which was in New York, and Bangalore. So we had to adjust the negotiation, the discussion between these two time zones. And the sleep time was very reduced to the strict minimum. And I was watching Chandra, who was the person I was dealing with, spending sometimes full nights without sleeping, being very responsive, very calm during this transaction and discussions. And I was really wondering how you could do that. And when he introduced me to meditation in Pyramid Valley International, south of Bangalore, I started to understand what was, I would say, the secret of being so calm, so present in a business discussion, and also managing the overall climate of stress sometimes, because we had deadlines. We needed to produce things. People were, a bit nervous sometimes. And Chandra was managing perfectly the emotion and producing some calmness in the rooms where we could have up to 20 people discussing more or less aggressively on some specific point. So I learned very fast, starting meditation, the benefit from the health. So on my side, I was traveling a lot, changing time zone, spending sometimes nights or weekends in a plane. And of course, when I was coming home, I was trying to be at my best for the family. So meditation immediately after, starting for a week, maybe, changed my sleep pattern. I realized I needed less sleep, which was very useful. And I could spend nearly 3 weeks with sleeping 3 or 4 hours. And I was fresh and had the energy during the day. And the good thing is that when I was coming back, or when I had the time to do this, I was starting to trust my body. And I remember I could sleep, nearly 11 hours in a row to come back to maybe, my body was asking for that, and then could go back to less sleep. But overall, I needed about 2 hours less than before, per night, which gives you a lot of time during the week to do something else. And especially reading, I started to read like crazy compared to before. And I remember, the first 2 years, I think I've been reading 160 books, being books on paper or audiobooks, plus all the events or podcasts and things like that I was able to read or to listen to. And it was coming naturally as a choice. So sleeping less, still keeping the energy high, giving more times, and reinforcing the capacity to focus, concentrate, read for long hours. I dropped, watching TV. I dropped, browsing through magazines. I dropped things, and I was able to read and read and read. I really wanted to learn and do my own research on meditation, on mindfulness, why people were doing this, and so on. So this is really coming through the energy and ability to focus that the meditation was bringing to me. It was, of course, extremely useful also in the workplace. Something else happened also is the diet. So it started as a bet because, I was spending time in Bangalore, and, Chandra was really coaching me on the meditation, and he told me, why don't you try to become a vegetarian? It looked to me initially as a bit impossible or crazy. France is all about meat and, fish and eggs and things like that. So, all the cakes and everything, the chocolate mousse and all the stuff we do in France, is always all of this. So I was like, wow. But, I was in a sales mode. And to be honest, I said, okay, I'm going to give it a try. At the end of the day, I need to convince Chandra that he should come to IBM and join my team. And I started like that. And overnight, I declared to my team the next morning, because everybody was in Bangalore at that time, hey, I became a vegetarian. So they couldn't believe it. I said, no, I'm really serious. And after, a few days, I got hooked. And when I came back home, the first time I said I'm vegetarian, my boys, my husband, were really not convinced I would last for a week in that new diet. But actually, I'm still a vegetarian. I never changed it. And it gave me also additional energy. But the message here is no matter what the diet, I think it was initially a bet, but it became a health attribute, gave me more energy, and then moved to environment awareness. It was really helping, the environment and the planet and so on, and then very fast moved to more of a compassion. And it became obvious it was the way to go. So everybody has his own journey and his own way of changing. But the thing is that with meditation came a calmness, an energy and vitality, and also the ability to think, hey, I can change things totally from my previous life. And that was one of it. And it gave me a lot of confidence that I could change a lot of things. It's like, as a woman, I remember that before my first baby, for a reason, since few months, I had started to smoke because everybody was smoking around me. It was very stressful. But the minute I knew I was pregnant, I stopped overnight. So it's just giving you a confidence that you decide what you want to do or not to do. So more energy and meditation was helping me. It took also some addiction, food addiction, like chocolate. So I felt that when I was under pressure or trying to do something, achieve something with a deadline, I was starting to think about chocolate and I couldn't take it out of my mind. And even if I was in a meeting and so on, at some point I was losing the flow of what was said because it was kind of invading all my brain, and I needed to go and find a chocolate, a piece of chocolate. This all also, were gone. And I started to think about what I would put in my body, what I was drinking, and I completely changed also, many things, and especially starting to drink much more water. The other thing on health is, I was listening to the manifestation process of the meditation. And so I decided to give a try. And I can tell you, initially I was skeptical because it was the beginning of my journey in meditation. But I spent about, 3 months to try to resolve a problem I had since many years, which was back pain. And at that point, when I started to meditate, it was so difficult, this back pain, that I could sometimes not stand more than 10, 15 minutes. It was painful, and I had to sit, and I had pain when I was sitting, and I could not walk anymore. Even if in the past I was, very competitive in sports and so on. But I made the meditation commitment, and I was just trying to live through this manifestation. I remember always the first time, I can tell you, I was trying to, adopt the Joe Dispenza and the advice of Chandra. And what came to me was to imagine the emotion and the physical sensation of, being relieved from my back pain. And the image that came to me was that I was jumping like a kid on a trampoline, and I was, swinging and laughing and all of this. I don't know how it came to me, but I had then for, few weeks this image, and I was really working on it, and it was gone. Okay, so I could again stand, walk 10 miles, no pain anymore. I'm not saying it was completely gone, but I was so aware of my body that I could feel when there was a tipping point when I shouldn't do this or this, because my body was telling me, hey, I'm good with you, you're good with me, but here, don't do this movement. Okay, it was like a dialogue with the cells and the spine that was going on, and it's natural, it's coming, but it's really helpful. So all of this, at the end of the day, the diet, the energy, the back pain that was gone, was super helpful in daily life. 6 months later, we had a conversation with Chandra, I remember, and he said, go one step further. Why do you take medication? Of course, I was in good health, so I had no specific need of medication. But, I was taking Ambien when I was traveling to get some sleep, or sometimes a headache, I was taking a pill. But I decided also that I would stop doing this. When I had a cold, okay, I decided I'm aware of my cold. I'm going to meditate on it. Anyway, I know it's about six days. Let's go through it. My body doesn't need any medication. So all of this changed this habit. So that was part of the physical health, which gave a lot of energy. And then at the same time, the mental health, came with it, because you feel more confident. And the big first benefit was a feeling of the fear was gone. It's difficult to explain, but the fear of failure, or the fear of I won't be good enough, or how people are looking at me, or I cannot do that, it's not serious enough. All of this kind of changed, and even the fear of death disappeared. So same, gave a lot of confidence in everything I was willing to do. So at the workplace, taking more decision, this acquisition, for instance, it was not yet done. When you do a big acquisition in any company, or a big project where there is investment, we used to say, you put your badge on a table. It must work, because you are asking for investment, and you have to demonstrate that the investment was worthwhile, and you have to be accountable and owning this decision. So a lot of people in many businesses have the fear of, maybe it's not going to work, and maybe my job is at stake. But suddenly the fear was gone. And, it was more the thrill of doing something new, and feeling enthusiastic about it. And actually this business acquisition and the teaming with the company of Chandra worked very well. And we overachieved multiple times the initial business plan. So we were really on a roll, and the culture and the atmosphere that we built together into this organization was limitless in a sense, and everybody was super excited. But you create this excitement because the meditation gives you that confidence, that presence, this energy, this bold vision that yes, you're going to spread this new product around the world and make so many companies happy and resilient with it. That was really a kind of sense of redesigning a purpose. All of this awareness was, and this energy was really coming initially from the practice of meditation and the benefits, out of it. The last point I want to highlight is this notion of mindfulness. Bringing to your day this mindfulness ability means I am really present, aware, and it's extremely transformative for every one of us, because when you are with someone, you are with someone. You realize that you had some belief or some habits that are the opposite of, being happy, present, and productive, or performant. Like this notion of multitasking. Years ago, And usually when you start in the business and so on, people, are very proud that they can do, 5 things at the same time. They are on Zoom, they are looking at their WhatsApp at the same time, they are finishing a slide, and maybe other things. But you realize, and then you do your own research, that multitasking is not productive. And actually it's demonstrated that you lose 50 to 80% of, your productivity when you multitask. And in addition to that, when you multitask, you are not, with the people you are with. And it just applies to the family life. For all of you who have a family life and the people who are, starting meditation, you will realize it with this awareness that meditation is providing to you. You might be at a dinner table after, a day of work with your family. You might put a smile on your face. You might look to your partner or your kids and kind of fake that you are listening, but actually you listen the first few seconds and then your mind is going somewhere else because you're already thinking about something that happened today, but it's gone. Or something that will happen tomorrow, your presentation, and then you lose, the 20 minutes of, what happened at the dinner table. And when you start meditating, and that's feedback that my family gave me without me asking, is that he said, it's the happiest year of the life after 1 year, because I said, why? Because you are present, you are with us. When you are here, you are here. Okay, you are not somewhere else. So I can tell you, for all of you, if you feel you are doing a good job with your smile on the face, but your head somewhere else, you are not there. They know you are not there. I can tell all of you, they know. Okay, more or less, but they know. And when they see you changing because you meditate and you really try to apply this presence, because you know who you are, you know where you are, you start to know better your emotion, and you have made 1 million times your mind going back to the breath. You have trained yourself to go back to the present moment again and again and again, and you realize when your mind is going somewhere else. And that's super useful. That's the secret, that you get from the meditation. So being present. And finally, my last message, for all of us, actually, we need to remind ourselves all the time is, of course, regularity of meditation. So it's a daily practice. If you don't practice, you don't get the benefit. And, it's very fast that you can lose that practice. The last point I'm used to remind everybody, at the end of the day, all of this is, to enjoy life, to learn and enjoy life. And don't get too serious. I'm learning meditation. It's a serious thing. It's a practice. It's a technique, it's a practice, and it's transformative. But always remind yourself to keep the humor, about yourself, joke about yourself, and when you, by the way, you start to learn how to observe all the crazy stuff that is going in your mind without you knowing, right? But when you are observing your mind during the day, at some point, you want to laugh because you jump from every places. Okay, so you jump here and there and here and there, and it's sometimes really funny. How did I get to this idea, right? So keep the having fun, the laughing, this notion of celebration of everything, this kind of fun gratitude about everything. And, John Kabat-Zinn is saying that very, very well. And John Kabat-Zinn introduced mindfulness a lot in the US. But this idea of keeping the mind as a child, this sense of wonder, that's, I think, one of the best gifts that meditation gave in my case, and that I'm trying to convey to people when they try, is you start to, everything is like a miracle. It's like it's a wonder. It can be a plant, a flower, it can be the laugh of a kid, it can be watching the waves on the sea. It can be, anything. It can be a great project, that came in or a new learning. But, it's Einstein, one of the best quotes I like from Einstein, is saying that there are two ways of living your life. One way is, I thought nothing is a miracle. And there is another way where, everything looks like a miracle. And I like the second way because it makes life exciting. And you can get this, nearly 24/7 thanks to meditation. So the stress is gone, the joy is back. And as Chandra was saying in the introduction, it doesn't mean we don't do mistake and we don't have sometimes emotion difficult to control. But you get better and better and better at controlling it, and managing to evacuate the negative, stress and emotion, and bringing these elevated feelings, even in the most difficult challenges. And that's how it's transforming your life. So business has been very good. Team were happy. Family was very surprised, but happy too. And the health, was really going better. With that,
Wonderful.
It's 3 a.m. in the morning, and I'm ready to go for the full night now.
Yes, we want to listen to you for the whole night. Laurence, little bit on your work on Buddha Seva Quantum Foundation. What motivated you to start this?
So, starting meditation after a few weeks, few months, feeling so good, I decided that I discussed with some of the great masters, and you heard from, or you will hear from Shreyans Daga and Chandra and others. How can I help? I wished, of course, I would have learned about meditation many years ago. Now, Patrici told me, if you had learned meditation many years ago, you wouldn't have the learning that you can now share to show the difference between both. But I would have loved that. And especially I have a boy who is handicapped, heavily handicapped, and it's a lot of guilt and stress and so on. Okay. So I wanted to share. And our first decision was to talk about mindfulness meditation to one person a day. And then to try to share it inside the workplace. We have long hours, stress, many challenges, the need for learning, especially in the IT industry. You have to learn all the time. Everything is transforming, every 5 minutes. So how can we help? So with Chandra, we decided to go ahead and find a way, working with HR, to create a program. It was in IBM at that time for executive, and then it worked quite well. So we continue to propose, programs. And in my business unit, I was using that to create a culture and, create one team, one family, and so on. So step by step, we could see the benefit in the workplace. And I was receiving a lot of feedback, on the health, the first one being people able to sleep again, for instance, but more dramatic one, people who had cancer or difficult family situation and came back and say it's so useful. And please continue to do that. So, it was growing and growing, and hundreds and thousands of people, were benefiting from this. And came the decision to spend more time, and then in my case, stop. In July, stop working and leave the job I had, to dedicate more time to be able to spread the benefit of meditation. So create a foundation, and that's what we are doing now, with my family support. But at the same time, applying what we say in meditation, which is being able to take some risk, change life, and trust that the universe is there to help us as long as we want to serve. So that's how it came to it, and I applied it and changed. So we go to workplace. I really, really recommend, and I talk to many of them. I have a big network, but this time with the pandemic has also created a lot of changes in the way people are working, collaborating, living also at home, in home office. We just learned tonight, for instance, in France, that they are, we are in curfew at 6 p.m. Everything is closed outside, not the schools. But for instance, the students are, alone by themselves. Everything is remote. There is a lot of more and more stress, more and more publicly known, and a real need for techniques like meditation and mindfulness, but also the sense of community that we have here, creating new family and new groups, sharing experiences. It's really more and more needed. So, for me, the first confinement, lockdown, was really a defining moment to think, yeah, it's time, it's needed. And actually, it's the same now. It's more and more happening. So every one of you can become an ambassador in your own company, in your own team. The fear will disappear. I'm honest with you. The first time, I was willing to do it. And I remember that at the beginning, I was like, wow, maybe my boss or my peers, they will feel I went a bit crazy. I'm going to go to Himalayas and become a yogi. I'm not motivated by my job anymore. This fear of what people will think about me. But then I started to let go and did research, which I recommend to everyone, a lot of research. And when I saw all these CEOs, all these public famous people in sports, in government, all the schools, some countries like UK, they had made meditation mindfulness as a formal program. I said, okay, I am strong enough, I am informed enough, I am fully convinced, I am practicing, I will go ahead. And, the universe was with us, with Chandra and myself, and we found people, to get started and help us and grow the movement. So I think it's just a matter of, trusting that it will manifest and it will really help a lot of people around you. So even start with one person, it can change the life of someone. It will.
Wonderful, Laurence, dear friends. Very few leaders we will see like Laurence. No shorter than she is can be easily heading a multi-billion-dollar firm now. I knew she has offers, but she chose in the end to do service and then give her time, full time, dedicated to service. She's a perfect example of what meditation can do to a person. We all come with different reasons. But at the end of the day, we come in, we transform. We heard so much she laid out in so very detail. Every benefit of meditation that one can get, she's gotten. If I allow her to speak, she'll speak on just about health benefits for half an hour, just about this whole business benefits. Business leaders, we think leaders all full of confidence only. Everybody has their own challenges. Everybody has to overcome that fears. And every leader, a small leader, smaller. Bigger leader, you have bigger decisions that you fear about. In a corporation of 1,000 plus directors and VPs, and then you got to make decisions, and if you're putting an investment decision, it is going to impact, let's say, $100 million, then you've got to be really have a lot of fear, a lot of courage to make decisions. She said you put your badge on it. So when you put your badge, that means you're putting your word on this thing that you're got to make it. You got to be accountable for all the people around, right? That's the only way companies grow. So we take enormous accountability. It requires a lot of courage. Meditation is giving that courage. That's what we're hearing from Laurence. I'm extremely grateful. I'm very, very grateful. There are a few people I'm really grateful for, and one is Laurence in my life. She enabled me. Of course, she's on the other side of IBM that time. We didn't know each other. But she enabled me to fulfill many of my dreams as my acquisition came through IBM. And then deeply fulfilling a lot of that by becoming partners for this Buddha Seva Quantum Foundation. But leaving that aside, we all are grateful for people, and then Laurence is like that for me. But an amazing leader. And I have to take that message. She said, take it easy, enjoy. But you know what? I was super amazed when she started. Within 2 years, the number of books that she read, I feel the biggest difference that she made to herself is by reading books. So many. Every third day, she would text and say, I'm reading this book, reading that book. And she introduced audiobooks to me. She was the one who discovered audiobooks are a great way to read and to listen and listen and listen, go very fast, because we were traveling all the time. In a flight, you take a flight from London to New York, 6 hours, you are finishing a book like Biology of Belief, just by listening. You're taking a flight from India to Bangalore to London, 10 hours, you're finishing another book like You Are the Placebo. So dear friends,
Yes.
reading and increasing our knowledge, I think, is phenomenal. That helps us to go leaps and bounds a great deal. Let's listen in quickly an observation from Sridhar Saraswati, who is Vice President for Microsoft in IT industry. Sridhar. Go ahead, Sridhar.
I don't know how to express it, but this has completely changed my life. Though I was doing meditation from past 15, 20 years, once I came into Buddha CEO, this became a structured life. And then I found, how would I say, I found a different world altogether. So all the benefits of meditation I used to enjoy before, but now I know that this can be achieved, and then this is where I am, and then this is where I can go. So the entire path is very clear for me. There's a lot of clarity in my life. And,
Your observation of Laurence experiences.
Yeah, that's really wonderful. Really wonderful. And then especially the way she did that book reading, and then initially I never used to read books so much, but books are the ones which will really give a lot of strength. And then the sleep pattern, and then food, and then all these things are natural alignment with your body, and that actually does a lot of wonders. I mean, really grateful for sharing this.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I have Mr. NVS, who is Laurence, you would know him. He was heading the resiliency business in IBM. So NVS, so you knowing Laurence as a leader there, your observation of what mindfulness meditation is doing.
Yeah, good morning. And Laurence, we didn't meet in person. I retired from IBM after about 26 years of service. One of the very few, quarter century club members in India. I know IBM has many such people world over. It's amazing. And when I was, running resiliency services, I follow you, and thank you for posting in LinkedIn about this Buddha CEO, and that's what brought me here. And thank you very much. Very useful. And your experience has been amazing. And I can understand, how and why you are a successful leader. And you have articulated each and every bit of, how meditation is helping you. And it's a big motivation for others, to start experiencing what you have started years ago, on meditation journey. I'm starting now in a very structured way. And I would like to, I've been encouraging my sons and my, family. And I started telling my life partner also, she doesn't find time. So I kind of sit with her in the evening around 8 p.m. and go through recorded meditation. And I've been trying to encourage her also to meditate to get rid of some of the pains, that body pains she goes through. It's really amazing, Laurence, and I'm happy that I met you through this session. And,
Thank you.
And thank you for your services to the community.
Thank you so much for your sharing here, and I hope I can meet you in person this time in India. And keep going, and keep working at home also on planting the seed for the benefit of the family. Thank you.
Thank you.
I was wondering, I don't know if Manisha is there. I know she has been writing in a. Manisha, are you there? Are you in a?
People, I see. Find if Manisha is there, unmute her while they're finding.
Yes. Okay.
She there?
No, she's not there, sir.
Right. Yes.
Okay.
Meena Joysha.
Left.
Hi, Laurence, and hello, Chandra sir. Hi, Laurence.
Can you put your video on? Manisha, can you put your video on?
Yeah, let me try.
Yeah. Yes, we can see you.
Yeah, it's good. I just got up some time back, half an hour back. And I'm so amazed to meet you after a long time. And Chandra and Laurence, actually, I just want to take this opportunity to tell you that had it been not both of you, I would not have known what mindfulness is all about. And being in India, being in a family where it is being talked about, I got to know through my workplace, that is IBM. And if I still remember that first 8-week program that I attended, which you had initiated, and it completely changed my life. And what you said is right. I would not have enjoyed my work so much and being so joyful if I was not involved in mindfulness. And though you made such a great impact on each of us, and even though you have gone, the small seed that you have sown, mindfulness continues in IBM and in cloud migration team. And even when I was having my checkpoint discussions this time, and I saw many people have updated that they learned mindfulness as one of the achievements for the year. And I was so surprised that what a mindset change is happening, that being measured as a different activity, it is now coming. You said it is one of the growth skills. And more people in my team also have imbibed. And in fact, there were few tragedies that happened in my team. And the only solution I could give to those team members, one of my team members lost her husband at the young age of 35. So when I told them about mindfulness, I asked them to practice it. And it is really helping to come over grief, to manage stress in this time. We all also went through COVID. So, and one very big achievement which I feel is, when I used to talk about it a year back, people used to make fun of it in my own home. They said they also thought, like you were saying, that I am planning to become a yogi and go to the Himalayas. Because being a corporate person, how can I keep talking about meditation and mindfulness all the time? But slowly I started doing with my sister-in-law for 10-15 days. I would close the room and I would say, let me go take you through a guided meditation, and you will. And she had such wonderful experiences. And now it has been almost 6 months she's practicing regularly. She gets up at 4 o'clock every day and she does it. And same for my brother. He also gets up early and he puts on a meditation video and he does it. So somehow, if the seed was sown long time back when I was doing it in IBM, but finally by just an example, I have motivated them enough to do it regularly.
Great.
So that
thank you so much.
And thank you so much for being my guiding light and for bringing this to us.
Thank you so much, Manisha. It's great to see you again, and keep going, keep motivating your team.
Wonderful, Manisha. So nice to see you. Yes, I'm so glad that you are so intensely promoting this. Wonderful. Meena Joysha, your observation as an IT leader from the United States.
Hi, Lawrence. This is Meena Joysha from New Jersey. You were mesmerizing. I couldn't take my eyes off of you, and you spoke from heart. I mean, it really, really touched me. And I wish I knew this technique and I knew meditation when I was managing $200 million projects, because I remember, just in time and all the you look at people as resources and you kind of align their strengths and weaknesses and just get the productivity. Like, now when I'm learning this, I'm thinking like, oh my God, I would have managed my team so much differently had I had this, knowledge at that time. But I mean, even now, nothing is too late, right? I mean, it helped me with my back, just like it helped you, and with the family too. I feel like I'm more connected with my family too. So it's excellent. It definitely really helps, makes you a changed person, and you were so inspirational. Thank you.
Yeah, we have the similar experience then. Now you can see the difference, on how you would have managed your team. You can now start teaching,
Yes.
to people how they should do it differently. But yes, it changed the way you look at people, and no judgment, and the creativity, and you can make mistakes and things like that. Definitely a change.
True.
Thank you. Yes, absolutely. And I mean, there is always, when we share experiences, we are relating. We're always relating. It's just the magic of meditation. Only those are coming together in relating to ours. It's always that way. And let's listen from Vani Madam, and then of course we take the closing comments from Karthikeyan sir, who there is a special connection for all of us. So we'll take comments from Karthikeyan sir. Before that, Vani Madam, your association with Laurence.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity to talk about Laurence. When I met first time, she is a very highly analytic person and great adaptability. Even though when we are talking about the acquisition, she is receiving and all those things, it's wonderful. And then acquisition time, I am also there. That time we all are, acquisition, agreement sign and all those things are happening. We all sitting and discussion about meditation, sharing experiences and talking nicely. We are enjoying. It's not that some company deal, we are other side and this. We are like a common entity like that. We are doing that time actually. I don't know what past life connection and all. It happened like that. At the same time, in a vegetarian conference, when we visited to New York, she is such an amazing person, and she didn't think that my position is a high level position. I should not work this. I should not. She used to be each and every corner of place, whatever the cleaning and the arranging pyramids, all those works. She's super fast and adapting and doing all those work. I'm really amazed. She is at the same time. And the great message what she is giving so many people is that whatever she is balancing in her house, that is the reason today when she is taking a decision where she want to come out of the company, her husband and family is supporting, because meditation teaches always the balancing our things. Whatever she is doing at home, they all respected her, and definitely they really encouraged her to come out, and she's doing now what she wants to do. That's the reason always as a family where we have to understand them, support them, encourage them to come together, then automatically family is the place they will support. That is the best example, Laurence. I always admire the decision what you are taking and what you are doing. All the best. You are always doing the great work. I always, so much inspiration for me. Thank you so much.
Wonderful, madam. Yes, we teach to family and we take along the family. And thank you, Laurence. I mean, yes, it's a key message, right? She is energetic and just carries herself so much. I mean, I really, really enjoy working. It doesn't matter whether you are at the lowest level of the ladder or the CEO or for Laurence, it's all the same. And then so beautifully, it makes everyone feel so comfortable. Yes, Karthikeyan sir, your closing comments about this great business leader who is promoting.
Well, I have been an admirer of Laurence all the time. Laurence, you are a great inspiration. You are a transformational leader.
Thank you. Nice to see you.
I speak about you in so many places. Where even I don't speak about Chandra, I speak about you. Because I remember you were having, so you taught about 10,000 people or something. Introduced them to meditation. And also you said you have taken a vow to teach meditation to at least one person every day. Now, what a commitment. Meditation is fortunate to have a master like you. And thanks to Patriji and Chandra, they have discovered a great leader in you, and you are a great inspiration. I speak about you in a number of places. Great. Thank you very much for being what you are, for bringing meditation to the whole world. It's always a joy to see you.
Thank you. Thank you for your support. I mean, it's encouragement. Super welcome, and you are the best sponsor we can dream about. Thank you.
Thank you. We are all following you. Thank you, Chandra.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for staying through and giving us support. And Laurence, a special thank you. It's at 3:30 now, probably at 4 o'clock.
Yes. 3:30 a.m. Yes, that's okay. I got so much energy from the group. I'm not sure I can go to sleep now.
Yes.
So after, for everyone, after 40 minutes meditation and a community energy, it's I can go now, and I don't know, maybe I'm going to clean the entire house while everybody's sleeping.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Sure, we can do many things. Thank you, dear friends. So what you've seen, transformations significantly, and I think one quote I take from Laurence is vegetarian diet. We got to look at this very carefully. The diet change, and which enabled her to go medicine-free. She was able to visualize, medicine-free for leaders is not about money. It's not big thing. It's about removing their anxiety. It's removing their anxiety, no matter where you are, no matter what situation you are. You're able to eat stuff wherever, which country you are, not worrying about the body health. Right? Because you truly come to a condition, state of being that you can heal yourself and you are okay. Whether it is in a remote country in Africa, whether it is anywhere deep inside in a forest, it doesn't matter. A bug comes and suddenly you're so worried that, hey, what happened? Because of it, we limit ourselves from going anywhere. So healing ourselves, energy, and then become so free, and becoming vegetarian, dear friends, is an essential. And then we're going to do a couple of things. This conference that I